Touch up. Off-easy.
Correcting one sloppy piece of information. I told you on the way to the ring that Ramirez in his last fight beat Ray Batista in the Philippines. I said by knockout. It was not a knockout. It was a split decision. But the one ballot that went against him was so obviously a homer ballot that even the Filipino fans booed that particular scorecard. So clearly he was the obvious winner in the fight against Batista. Now he faces Lomachenko, who comes in with as big a reputation as we've seen for any amateur since Roy Jones, a distinction he probably shares also with Guillermo Rigondeaux, who's already a world champion in the sport.
Yeah, he has a hell of a reputation, Jim. I have never seen an amateur record so impressive in my life, and I think this has to be the best amateur record I ever seen. So I think the guy's going to live up to his expectations because he's already shown in those 5 previous fights that he has a hell of a future in front of him.
Slightly numerically better as an amateur record than Gennady Golovkin's 345-5. Although Golovkin's list of opponents is astonishing. Lomachenko does not throw a lot of punches. He fights at a Juan Manuel Marquez type pace, about 40-45 punches per round. And Ramirez is already down on one knee as the result of a right-hand body shot by Lomachenko.
8, 9. Come here. Give me your gloves. Good? Give me gloves.
And that was just a perfectly placed body shot of the kind that takes your legs away.
And that's very impressive, Jim.
Now I'm being told by the truck that it might have been a headshot. Lomachenko has fast hands. I may have miscalled it.
Watch your head. Stop!
Anytime you see a guy kicking his feet on the floor like he was, that's usually indication of a body shot.
I thought so too. But replay will tell the tale for sure. And we're now told that it's both, a body shot and a headshot.
But the body shot did the serious damage.
Ramirez has never been knocked out in his career. He's already been down in this fight. A minute still to go in the first round. And Ramirez seems to want to get back at Lomachenko, try to even the score just a little bit. That could be dangerous against a guy with great counter-punching skills.
Could be very dangerous against a guy like Lomachenko.
Ramirez is the aggressor. He's going to make Lomachenko work.
No.
Lomachenko doesn't have to feint and work and set up opportunities, as is sometimes the case for him.
And Ramirez is really trying to make this an interesting fight, Jim.
Well, he understands, as do all boxing experts at ringside. Lomachenko's never been 10 rounds in a prize fight ring. And that's going to be the question is, if he gets past round 5, how does he hold up to that? Great footwork, quick hands, precise offensive action. Lomachenko dominated the first round and knocked Ramirez down.
Okay. Vamos, mira. Cuando meta la derecha esa, métete abajo, súbelo arriba, ¿ok? Con calma, no te desesperes, no te desesperes. Tú eres el campeón, ¿ok? Hey, la vaselina. Calma, tú eres el campeón. Ponte la mano por calma, ¿ok?
He sees this beautiful left uppercut to the solar plexus from Lomachenko. You can't ask for a better body shot, followed by a right hook to the ear. But that right hook to the ear didn't do nearly as much damage as that left body shot underneath did. And if it had, you see his knees buckle when he backed up. See that left body shot right there? It doesn't get any better than that.
Delayed reaction knockdown, and again, that's part of what told you that the body shot did the damage.
Exactly. You saw no buckling from the head shot. You saw him get the delayed reaction, then kick the floor once he was down.
So now round 2 gets underway. Lomachenko with an early scorecard advantage in the fight. by right hook landing flush against the cheek of Ramirez.
5-punch combination, Jim, something you very rarely see nowadays in professional boxing. And I was impressed because he said he went to the wild card gym. We asked him what was the one thing that he saw different from the gyms he's been going to. He replied and said that the boxers over in Europe are far more technical than the American fighters are nowadays.
More time in the wild card gym would probably serve him well, so that he can see some more of what you would call freestyle fighting, as opposed to what he's seen in Europe from all the technical fighters over there. Nothing wrong with being technically precise. Every once in a while, guys go to war.
Exactly. But that technical preciseness is what's causing us not to win medals as amateurs anymore in the Olympics. And Lomachenko will have to be in good shape tonight. Oh, goodness, good shot.
Another amazing combination.
To keep up this kind of pace against a guy who has been 10 rounds before.
And immediately after that brilliant combination, you saw Lomachenko's head movement skills as he perfectly ducked the 2 punches that Ramirez threw to try to get back at him.
And I'm very impressed by these 4- and 5-punch combinations, Jim. This is what I think a real prize fighter should be made of.
So given the increasing globalization of boxing and the increasing spread of talent all around the planet, you look harder and harder to try to figure out which fighters from foreign shores can duplicate what Manny Pacquiao achieved and become pay-per-view type stars in the United States. Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko may ultimately have been able to achieve that, but they wound up making more money in Germany, and frankly, too much money in Germany to need to risk the chance of trying to become big stars here. A lot of people think that Gennady Golovkin may have the stuff to become a pay-per-view star in the United States. And then you have Lomachenko, who comes out with this vast reputation.
Смотри, все хорошо. Опять, много принимаешь на себя. Постарайся вот чуть-чуть побыстрее на ножках, чуть-чуть побыстрее на ножках. Протянул, пробил, разбил.
Yeah, you can go a little bit faster than you are right now. You're getting used to it, son. So go ahead. Jesse, you're doing well. Do faster, a little bit faster what you've been doing.
Here you see Lomachenko land a beautiful 5-punch combination with a throw. 1, 2, 3 of them landed perfectly. 4 landed high on the head, and the 5th one just grazed the opponent. But that's a beautiful 5-punch combination. Then when you have orthodox and right-handed fighter fight, that left or lead foot sometimes gets tangled, and he went down from a knee-to-knee collision, not a knockdown.
A hot tackle by Ramirez. Lomachenko, by CompuBox count, landed 25 of 52 punches in the second round to 13 of 76 for Ramirez. 24 of Lomachenko's 25 landed punches were power shots.
Good.
So even though he
I see
is
that.
described and I think
Time.
well-defined as a technical
Good,
fighter,
good.
he's a
Watch your
technical
head.
fighter who
Watch your
doesn't
head.
have
Let's
to
go.
rely on his jab. If you want to fight with him, he'll land power punches in return.
Yeah, he sure will. I think a headbutt just sent Ramirez to the canvas again. I don't like to see him go to the canvas so willingly, you know.
What does it represent to you?
It represents to me that he's not interested in staying on his feet. I mean, the last thing you want to do is go to the canvas. If the guy was on you and you needed a break from the headbutt, okay, but Lomachenko wasn't even on him. He just went to the canvas. You don't want to make a habit of going to the canvas, I don't think.
Cuidado, cabeza. Cuidado, cabeza.
Ramirez is still trying his hardest, though. He's not giving up here. He's really looking willing and capable of trying to pull off an upset. I don't think it'll happen for him, but he's trying.
Well, by comparison to Lomachenko, he's a wild swinger. And as a result, he leaves himself open for countering opportunities, which Lomachenko answers not with one punch, but with 4 or 5.
Suéltalo, suéltalo. Stop! No.
Low blow.
You're gonna get your punches up, okay? Get him up. Let's go.
Other thing you have to respect here is that Ramirez did come in with a plan, you can tell. His plan was to try to push Lomachenko hard for a 10-round period since he has never gone 10 rounds before. So he does have a decent plan.
And we're only in round 3. And Lomachenko's never gone beyond 5. So it will be fascinating to see, as I said, what happens when we get to round 7, 8, and 9. But given the kind of athlete Lomachenko is, and there are already legends about things that he does in the gym, such as bouncing all the way across the ring, vertical, upside down on his extended gloves, as though the gloves were twin pogo sticks. And he's able to keep his balance while doing it. In fact, a dream of top-rank promotions as a way of gathering attention for Lomachenko is to, at some point, bring him to the weigh-in and have him get on the scales upside down in a handstand. Beginning November 9, it's the 3-part series 24/7 Pacquiao Rios. Follow both fighters as they prepare to meet live on pay-per-view November 23 from Macau, China.
Yeah, put your hands up a little bit, the left hook too. Try to move a little bit laterally faster a little bit. Don't worry about him too much. You can move better. Use your head.
Round 4 of a scheduled 10. Here in Las Vegas, Harold Letterman, how do you have it through the first 3?
Okay, Jim, I'm very impressed with Vasyl Lomachenko. I've got a 3-0, 30-26, Vasyl Lomachenko. You got to give him an extra point for the knockdown in round 1. And I got to tell you, his movement is sensational. His punches are sensational. The combinations are sensational. And his fast hands are incredible. Jim, I got one quick question for you. Why does Russell Mora keep talking to Ramirez in English? I mean, the guy's from Mexicali, never fought in the United States. You would think he has a hard time on English, and Russell Mora speaks Spanish. But be as it may, 3-0 Lomachenko.
It's a heck of a question, and there is no logical answer. Vasilia Lomachenko's trainer, incidentally, is his father, Anatoly Lomachenko. But his manager, Egis Klimas, acknowledged to me yesterday that Joey Gamache, who's serving as the chief second in the corner, who was himself an excellent professional prize fighter, who worked a great deal under the late, great Emmanuel Stewart, may ultimately become Lomachenko's professional trainer. And that there's a period of time now in transition where he'll get to know Lomachenko, get to see him in the gym, get to watch his father work with him, and ultimately, most likely, Lomachenko will transition himself to the professional training of Joey Gamache.
Jim, I was in the locker rooms doing interviews. Have you mentioned Lomachenko's front foot?
I have not mentioned Lomachenko's front foot, and you should tell us about it, Max.
The way, as active as he is with that lead foot, Roy, he constantly gets position on the outside, and once he gets position, he has the angle to punch. He's in good defensive position. I don't know if I've ever seen a front foot so active on a fighter.
Well, you know, there's so much mystique and so much talk about him. I got to ask you, were Bradley and Marquez watching Lomachenko?
No.
No. Okay. They got other work on their minds?
No. Serious business.
Serious business.
The right foot is always on the outside. Look, so he's always in punching. He always has the angle.
The one thing Ramirez can't do is sit back and let him bring the fight to him like this. You let Lomachenko bring the fight to you, you're a dead man for sure.
I will tell you this, Max. He threw some combinations while you were gone that were mind-blowing. There is a A touch of blood under Lomachenko's right eye.
Hands are free,
And I'm
guys.
looking to try to figure out exactly what that is. Maybe a cut on the right cheek of Vasilia Lomachenko. And that could have come from a punch or a butt.
Good body shot.
Oh, another body shot knocked down.
He won't recover from that one, I don't think.
I wonder whether Ramirez will get up from this one. That was a thunderous shot, and Russell Mora is going to wave it off.
Ramirez went halfway across the world to beat Ray Bautista in the Philippines and gets stopped with one body shot by Lomachenko.
Phenomenal. You don't want to buy in too willingly to the hype, but that was a phenomenal looking performance by an extraordinary athlete.
Roy, real recognize real. As a special fighter, you know it when you see another special fighter. Do you see that in Lomachenko?
Without a doubt. I told Joe Levy that I think after the first 5-punch combination I saw, you don't see many true fighters that can do that in this country anymore. He throwing 4 or 5-punch combinations, that's a real fighter right there.
They're built top rank. Bob Arum would like to make Lomachenko and Rigondeaux before too long.